everybody. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video here on the Media Files. And, reason why that is because, I'm getting ready for a yard sale. Yeah, so if there isn't any videos that probably may not be posting until probably here in a couple weeks, just due to the fact that I'm going to be so busy with work and dealing with this yard sale that I have coming up. So, in the midst of going through a whole bunch of stuff that, I was either going through extra movies that I've had, extra copies and what have you, I came across a box right here that's completely filled with stuff that I completely forgot about that I had. What did I have? Well, let's just go through this big old pile and see what's in this box. Today on the Media Files. Welcome back. So, yeah. Now, with this thing here, there is a lot of stuff, and it's not in any sort of specific, genre or anything like that. So, let's just dig through this box and see what we got in here. Let's see here. First of all, so first off, we have the third season of Xena Warrior Princess. Now, I have the complete series of this, so this one I will definitely be selling, because all the content and everything in that box set is literally the exact same. So, let's see, what do we got next? I have no idea what's in here, so whatever I'm going to pull out is what I'm going to pull out. Oh, we have the collector's edition of the Magnificent Seven. Yeah, 2-disc set. Wow, I completely forgot I even had this. Now, I forgot that this, if you really, really enjoy this movie, this is the edition to get. Oh, yeah, look at that big old 7 right there. You got the flap. Not only that, though, you get 2 awesome discs full of content. And there's even artwork in the back. So let's take out the discs here. And with an awesome epic shot, here it is. You have all of the original Magnificent Seven led by Yul Brynner. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is the edition to get. I'll probably go through my entire Magnificent Seven collection that I have and do a whole video about that and whatnot. But as you can tell, basically this video is just a brief break of me being really busy with everything. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is the version that you want to get. It has all the bonus features and all that fun gag stuff. So there's quite a bit of stuff to go through with this box, so I'm going to try to be as brief as I can, but if I rant, I rant. So, let's see here. Up next we have, the classic 1939 film, Gone with the Wind. Yeah, now I had done a video about this, talking about the 4-disc edition. Now, this is the 70th anniversary edition, which basically all it has is just the commentary by historian Rudy Ballmer, who, if you watch Turner Classic Movie intros, he does an awful lot of those. Because literally, I mean, basically the 4-disc edition is the version you want to get. Because this here is literally just the movie. So I'll probably end up selling this one as well because, I've also got it on Blu-ray. I've got that particular version on Blu-ray as well. So I'm not really missing much as far as content goes. Let's see here. Up next we have Tobey Maguire, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Natalie Portman in Brothers. Yeah. This movie was awesome, and this is when we kind of started noticing, at least I did, Natalie Portman doing much more adult roles, and I'm like, sweet. I mean, sure, she got done playing Padme and all that stuff, and so now she's kind of doing some stuff that, more towards adults, finally. And like I said, this is a really good movie. So, let's see, up next, we have, Westworld, Season 1. I have no idea how I have not watched this. I've never watched it. I have the original, but what can I say? I mean, it's nice and embossed packaging and all that find stuff. And, you know, I've never actually watched the show. So, it's the DVD version. So I couldn't tell if it was DVD or Blu-ray, because I know sometimes with this type of packaging, it says right there, duh, it says DVD on the side of the packaging. I should look. Jeez. Okay, so up next we have the collector's edition of Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, now this zombie movie I know is notorious. It's known for its huge amount of gore and all that fun stuff. The guy with the zombie that goes like you see like the melted face and stuff like that all over the YouTube and all that stuff. And the funny thing is, Dan O'Bannon directed this. Yeah, the writer of Alien. I've never actually seen Return of the Living Dead. Maybe I will at some point. Let's see here. Up next we have, the History Channel documentary entitled Vietnam in HD. Yeah. I've not watched it because it's still in the shrink wrap. Because I know they did one for World War II, and I can't wait to sit down and watch it sometime. Let's see here. So up next, we have Tom Hanks with library stickers all over it. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Yep. Tom Hanks plays Mr. Rogers. Yeah, I remember watching Mr. Rogers as a kid, and still to this day, I still love Mr. Rogers. Why don't we have a show similar to that now? We don't really have Mr. Rogers anymore. But couple fun facts about Mr. Rogers. Tom Hanks is actually, I believe, the 6th cousin of Fred Rogers, because if you kind of compare Fred Rogers and you look at Tom Hanks' face as he looks like now, very striking similar resemblance. And there actually is a video out there where somebody from Ancestry basically explains that to him. Also, another fun fact about Mr. Rogers that I did not know about. A pretty well-known actor who plays Batman actually used to work for Mr. Rogers. Yeah, Michael Keaton used to work for Mr. Rogers way back when he was 15 in Pittsburgh. So, hey, what can you say? Mr. Rogers and Batman go together. What can you say? See, what else do we got here? We got loads and loads of stuff here. So, up next, we have Serenity. Yeah, the movie based off of the Firefly TV series, which was sadly short-lived thanks to Fox and their all-knowing wisdom that we should take this sci-fi show and we will only show about 4 episodes and then cancel it. Fans backlash, create websites, and we get this really awesome kick-ass movie, which is basically where the show was going to go towards the end of it in the first place. Up next, let's see here, we have, the 5th movie of this film franchise just came out. Why not have to deal with the remake? A surprisingly good remake. Evil Dead, yeah! Now, this movie here is definitely not for the kiddies. That's definitely for a fact. And, of course, friend of mine, we were big, we still are, big Evil Dead fans, and he and I went to the theater to go see it, and I hadn't seen him in years. Dude, if you ever watch this, I hope you're doing well. We stayed for the after credits all because we had heard, a little cameo was going to happen, and sure enough, it did, and we freaked out, and we just kept theorizing of what was to come. Sadly, none of it was to come. However, though, I spotted it earlier. Where is it? I could have sworn... Yeah, here it is. Speaking of Evil Dead, I actually got this on Black Friday a couple years ago. We have what would become Ash versus the Evil Dead. Yeah, this is originally what was supposed to happen. The complete collection. Yeah, all 3 seasons of Ash versus Evil Dead. And, of course, Lionsgate gets real cheap on their packaging. You get the first 2 discs that have art. And then we get our usual crappy gray cover art because we're cheap. It's like, seriously? Alrighty, let's hear what is up next. We have the first season of Veronica Mars. Yeah. Really popular, fairly popular show back in the, early 2000s about, basically a individual who's basically, she's like a, kind of like a detective, independent detective agency or whatever, but basically it's kind of like taking Buffy and Humphrey Bogart and a little bit of Nancy Drew and throwing it all in a blender. So, yeah, what can I say? Because at the time, because also has, I believe that is, let's see, is that Shane West? Yeah. Shane West, at the time, he had starred in A Walk to Remember with Mandy Moore. That's kind of how he got popular. And, of course, we have season 2 of Veronica Mars. Yeah. I have never actually watched this show. I heard it's amazing. I do have season 3, and I do have the movie, which I have never actually watched that. I'm going to have to sit down and do a Veronica Mars week or something like that. So, up next, I found this at the, what was it, Dollar Tree of all places. Yeah. That starred Antonio Banderas, and it looked interesting. We have Day of the Falcon. Kind of reminded me a little bit of like Lawrence of Arabia a little bit, but I believe the actor Tahar Rahim, I believe is how you pronounce his name. I think I can't remember if that's him. Oh no, never mind. I'm thinking of Mark Strong. Yeah, Mark Strong, the guy from Sinestro from Green Lantern. Up next, we have Jackie Chan and Jet Li in the 2-disc edition of The Forbidden Kingdom with the lenticular cover. I'm going to take these stickers off because I hate it when people don't take stickers off. Oh, that aggravates me to a core. Oh, I really hate that. Let's just take that off, shall we? Yeah. We don't need to know that. And, of course, we got apparently it's a Sam's Club sticker, a.k.a. owned by Walmart. Let's take this off, shall we? Well, it's not going to come off for now, so anyways. But, yeah, the 2-disc edition, which, whoever had it decided, hey, I don't want the cover art, so I'm just going to rip it off. But at least the discs are in, the same content. At least the discs are in there. That's all right. At least I've got this movie also on Blu-ray. But if I do come across another blank case or whatever, the disc art, I'll put that in there. But as of right now, hey, what can I say? It's a great movie. Really, really good. Up next, we have Hellboy. Yeah. Sword of Storms, yeah, voiced by none other than Ron Perlman himself, Selma Blair, and Doug Jones. Basically, I think it's a sequel that takes place after the first movie. I've never actually watched this, so but what can I say though? It sucks that Guillermo del Toro is not going to be able to do his third film in the series, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. But it sucks that he really wants to do it, and unfortunately, he's tied up in about 15 different projects, and Ron Perlman's getting up there. So, up next, the second film in the MonsterVerse saga, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Yeah, God, this movie is so good, but I've only seen half of it. It's like every time I get to a certain point, I start falling asleep on it, and I don't know why. But, the trailers for this movie, oh my God, the trailer music that they picked just suits it. I mean, you've got I think it's the second or third trailer they use Wizard of Oz's Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Amazing version. And then there's another song that I think it's called Claire de Lune or Claire Ludu or something like that, but it's awesome. Basically, it kicks into gear when you see that awesome shot of Mothra opening up her wings and it's full frame and it just kicks into gear and you're just like, dude, that's like a perfect trailer. So up next, oh, well, it looks like we have some kaiju films in here. Let's go back old school. Yeah, we had Godzilla versus Kong, and the new one is coming out soon, Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. Let's go back to the original, King Kong versus Godzilla. Yeah. Now, this movie, it's cheesy as hell. I mean, but still, my favorite scene in the entire movie is when Kong grabs a tree and shoves it down Godzilla's throat. And there is an homage to that in the remake, but I think it's a train or something else like that. But you can tell the guy in the suit's kind of doing this. He's like that. He can't figure out what's going on. It's awesome. So, another kaiju film. We have, Godzilla versus King Ghidorah and Godzilla and Mothra, The Battle for Earth. Yeah, I love these double features. I mean, God, these movies are so awesome. Unfortunately, it's on our favorite double-sided disc, but, hey, at least they're out there. That's what's the most important. And I know at least they have trailers attached to this, so at least that's something. So let's see here. Up next, a Japanese movie, which I completely forgot about. Directed by Tak Sakaguchi and Yudai Yamaguchi. If you don't know who those guys are, they were in a really awesome film directed by Ryuichi Sakamoto, Versus. Talking about Yakuza Weapon. Yeah, so it sounded awesome. It's basically almost the same guys that basically did Versus. If you haven't seen Versus, check it out. It's awesome. And of course, they got to put their stickers and stuff all over it. But I'm like, yeah, at least I only paid like $1 for it or something like that. So yeah. Let's see here. Up next, we have another sci-fi film. And they quote, "The best movie since the original." Not really. I'm, of course, talking about Alien Covenant. Yeah, the 6th film in the Alien franchise, directed by Ridley Scott. It answers some questions, but basically, creates more. But it's kind of cool, though, that they have mother load of extras. But yeah, I mean, now this movie, it was good for what it was, for what they were attempting to do, but it's all right for what it is, because I know that Ridley Scott was trying to do a trilogy and it would lead right up to Alien, but sadly I don't think that'll ever happen because they didn't do very well. So speaking of aliens, we have the collector's edition. Number 23, yeah, you remember those, the 20th Century Fox Collector's Edition videos I had. We have the unrated edition of Alien vs. Predator. Yeah, everybody was all excited about this, especially when, that little alien skull popped up in Predator 2. So, first disc, you got the Predator mask, second disc, Alien. And as far as I believe, this is, as far as bonus content goes, what did I do with the flap? I could have sworn I just had it. Jeez. Anyways. Oh, no, never mind. I didn't have a flap. What am I thinking? This is the version to get, because it has tons and tons and tons of bonus features. And I'll do a close-up video of that. And we have everybody's favorite sequel to that movie, Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Yeah. I'll definitely do a rant about this movie. I got quite a bit to say, because let's just say the less said, the better at this point in time. Let's see what up next. We have, I completely forgot about this movie. One of the best movies to feature a modern car chase, directed by one of the best directors who ever directed car chasing movies. We have Robert De Niro in Ronin. Yeah, the Arrow edition. Yeah, I got this on Arrow's site when they were, they had a sale or something like that. It was like half off. I couldn't pass it up. I mean, this movie is freaking amazing. And, I'm going to set this right here. Hey, nope. I'm not going to set it right there. I'll set it up here. There we go. Yeah, so up next, we got a little comedy. We have Dodgeball. Yeah, the unrated edition. This movie is freaking hilarious. I love it. What are you going to do, LaFleur? Huh? What are you going to do? I don't think so, LaFleur. Yeah, God, this movie is awesome. I mean, I heard rumor, I think they might actually finally be doing a second movie. It took them long enough, but the movie, though, is directed by Ronson Marshall Thurber. Who is that? Everybody had, no idea who this guy was. He comes out with this comedy, and now he's doing, actually, one of the movies that he most recently did was Red Notice with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, and I think they're going to do a trilogy. And so he's definitely come a long way. Check out a lot of his movies. So up next we have the second film in the franchise, which sadly will never get completed. We have Insurgent. Yeah, the second film in the Divergent series, based off of the young adult novels. They're not too bad. I mean, these really aren't that bad. They kind of capitalized. They made these movies due to try to capitalize on the Hunger Games. I'm having a hard time talking about it. So we also have the third and final film in the franchise, Allegiant. In this case, Allegiant Part 1. Yeah. Was it Fox? Nope. Basically the producers thought that, hey, it did so well. Why don't we do a two-parter? Sadly, the two-parter will never get made. They wanted to go with the TV route for it. Nope. Actors like, nope, not doing it. So, unfortunately, we are literally basically left with 2.5 movies. So, yep, that's basically it. Good job, guys. Good job. So, let's see. What else do we got here? Speaking of these two actors, their latest movie just got put on Amazon Prime, which I cannot wait to watch, which is called Air, which is basically about the two guys that created the Air Jordan. But two of the actors are what I'm mainly talking about. We have Ben Affleck. Well, not Ben Affleck, but one of them. Ben Affleck makes a cameo in this movie. We have Matt Damon in Rounders. Yeah, basically a movie about card playing. And it's so awesome that the front cover looks like a deck of cards, which is awesome. I think I know Matt Damon shows up, but obviously, but I think Ben Affleck makes a small cameo in this movie, which I have never seen this. It looks really, really good. And it's one of those stupid cases where it's got the damn flaps. I hate these flaps. I really hate them. Oh, that's cool. It looks like the disc art looks like a poker chip. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, but it's loaded with features and, like I said, we still got quite a lot of crap in here to deal with. Oh, actually, speaking of Divergent, we got the first one. So there we go, the entire trilogy. And, what can I say? Started off pretty good. The second movie, in my opinion, was probably the best one. And, yeah, so let's see. Up next, we have a little sci-fi route. We have Ender's Game with Harrison Ford and Ben Kingsley. And let's see, directed by Gavin Hood, who did the first Wolverine movie. From what I've seen out of this, it's alright. Probably because I haven't really read the book at all. Written by Orson Scott Card, really great sci-fi author. However, though, the score, I do love the score to this movie, done by Steve Jablonsky, who's done lots of great scores for Transformers and all that, but he did do a score for a television series. I'm, of course, talking about, well, this is the third season of Desperate Housewives. Yeah. This may sound weird from a guy, but I love this show. This show was awesome when it came out. And yes, it's mainly a female-driven show, but the story writing, and not only that, though, the cast of characters were so good in this show. And this was basically, what is her name? This was kind of Terry Hatcher's comeback. Because she was well known for playing Lois in the Adventures of Lois and Clark Adventures of Superman show back in the early 90s. Let's see here. Speaking of TV shows, let's go old school. Let's go with the first and second seasons of Ren and Stimpy. Oh, yeah. Not only that, though, it's uncut. It's uncensored. I have no idea how they were even able to get this show out for kids at the time. And the funny thing is, I don't think I've ever actually watched this show since I was a kid, I think. But I'm like, I've got all of them. So, I love Ren and Stimpy. God, they're hilarious. Let's see here. Up next, we got some old school World War II stuff. Yep, we have the Cinema Classics edition of Tora, Tora, Tora. Yeah, I'll do a Cinema Classics collection overview at some point. Yeah, this movie is awesome. Literally, it's about the attack on Pearl Harbor, told from both of the American and Japanese sides, but I think it's more along the line of the Japanese side because of the title, which means Tora, 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 which means attack, attack, attack in Japanese. Whereas Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor movie, I think it's more along the line of the Americans versus the Japanese side of things. Let's see, but what's this movie? Let's see here. The cool thing about this movie, you know what? I'll talk about that later. There's still quite a bit to go through. I'll do a Tora chat video at some point. Let's see here. Up next, we have The Wolfman. Yeah, now this is the Universal Studios somewhat reboot/remake of the movie, starring Anthony Hopkins and Benicio del Toro. This movie is freaking amazing. I love it. And not only that, though, I love the fact that I got it with the slipcover, and I think it's kind of rare to find it without the slipcover. But, this movie was awesome. It has like only deleted and extended scenes, but I do also have this on Blu-ray, which has, documentaries and things of that nature. But one thing I absolutely love about this movie is that, well, first of all, it's got your typical black art, but that's okay. That actually kind of that's fine with me, because, sometimes just, if it's a dark movie and it's just a black cover, that's all you really need. But I love the fact that with this movie, they got Rick Baker, special effects makeup extraordinaire, to do the makeup for this, which he gladly offered to do because they did a lot of stuff with practical effects. And unfortunately, some, CGI had to take in and whatnot. But such a good movie, especially for a rebooted, character like the Wolfman. So up next, we have, the first film, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, the 2-disc collector's edition. Yep. I bought this the day it came out, because the funny thing is, I did not actually see this movie in theaters. I heard it was okay, and so I actually rented it, I think from a library at one point, or from Blockbuster or Family Video at one point. Whenever there was a Blockbuster or Family Video. Some of you know what those are. I thought this movie was amazing when I finally sat down and watched it. And I'm like, I gotta go out and get the DVD of this. Yeah, Blu-ray was not around at the time. Such an amazing, amazing movie. Speaking of Blu-rays, we have the triple feature of the Austin Powers trilogy. Yeah. Did not see the first movie in theaters, but I did see the last two in theaters, and I love gold. Yeah. In my opinion, out of all three of them, I think the second one is the best out of all of them. Nothing against the third movie. The third movie was kind of pushing it a little bit in certain stuff, but I'm like, what can you say? Up next, we have A History of Violence. Yeah, this is back when I was collecting DVDs early, and stupid me decided to, let's put it in a slim case because it takes up less space, and let's cut, part of the, the artwork off. Yeah. Sadly, I've learned my lesson about that. Don't do it. It kind of ruins your value. So, I think I have a spare copy of that, so I'll probably sell this at the yard sale at some point. So let's hear. Up next, we have a cool box set that my mother-in-law gave me. She thought I figured I'd like it, which I don't think I see the first one, many times. I've seen a couple of them, but I think it's out of print now, though. The Scorpion King Warrior Pack. Yeah, now this features, at the time, Scorpion King 1 and Scorpion King 2, Rise of a Warrior. Now, this is back, I think, when they were getting ready to release the third film in the franchise. I think it's called Battle of Redemption, I believe, but I'm like, that's kind of cool. Because I don't think I had the second one at the time. So, I'm like, sweet. Gotta love that. Gotta love those movies, especially if you love good cheesy fun. So up next we have a documentary, Nightwish, End of Innocence. Yeah, now this documentary is about the band, the Finnish band Nightwish, and see, this was made back in 2002. So this is kind of in their earlier career, And what can I say? If you love metal, they're awesome. But they are a what's called symphonic metal. If you have not heard that, basically it's like a keyboard. It's all, a lot of it's done by synths, but synthesizers, but it's made to sound like an orchestra. Really awesome band. Check them out. Yeah, this is going to be a rather long video because there's still quite a bit of stuff in here. So, up next we have everybody's favorite classic alien adventure movie, which starts off as a commando movie, but then goes all sci-fi. We have Predator. Yeah, the Ultimate Hunter Edition. Now, I know a lot of people bash this because there's a lot of DNR issues with it and stuff like that. I really don't know the difference. All I know is that I bought it. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I actually have it here. I have it. Yeah, for $5 way back in the day. I actually still have my original Predators ticket. Yeah, that I went to go see the movie in, and I still have my the coupon for I believe it was for the A-Team or something like that. So yeah, like I say, this movie still rules to this day. They still somehow cannot capture the magic of the original. So speaking of Predator, we have Predator 2 on Blu-ray. Yeah, now, this edition, as well as this version of Predator, are the collector's editions that are on DVD. It has loads of bonus features, but I love the menu design on this one. And what can I say? This movie on Predator 2, it's even louder on Blu-ray. Much louder. And as usual, what's his name? Bill Paxton's character is still as zany as ever. Speaking of Blu-rays, let's see here. We have the Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day. Yeah. Now, this is the theatrical version. It's not the director's cut. Great movie, obviously. If it wasn't for the fact that we've been having, developmental hell for years and years on end, we probably would have about 6 of these by now. These movies are so friggin' awesome. Yeah. So, let's see. Up next, we have, a Japanese film, by, Ryuhei Kitamura. That's who it was. We have, Sky High, a really awesome samurai-based type of movie. It's kind of a ghost movie as well, kind of a revenge movie, but he directed Versus. If you have not seen Versus, check it out, and it has 2 awesome discs full of content. Now, there is a version of Versus out there entitled Ultimate Versus, which is like the ultimate cut of the film. When I find that, I will definitely do a review of that, because that movie is freaking amazing. Let's see here. One for the kiddies. Yeah. We have on Blu-ray Scoob. Yeah, the all-new CGI Scooby-Doo movie. God, such an amazing callback to the original animation from the 70s. This movie was so good. I saw this out at a drive-in theater, and God, that movie was amazing when I saw it. And then I think, what played after that? I think it was Jurassic... Yeah, it was Jurassic World. I think, was it Jurassic World that came out? When did this come out? Let's see here. Does it say? Well, maybe not on the back flap. Maybe on this case here. Let's see here. Nope, 2020. Or no, was it 2020 or was it 2019? No, 2020. Actually, I think I saw this I thought I saw it at a drive-in, I think, or something like that. But, yeah, it was a drive-in. And then I believe, after Scoob, it was Tenet. That's what it was. So I'm like, sweet. So up next, we have everybody's favorite scary-faced meme girl on the internet. And, of course, the reboot is coming out this year. /sequel, which I cannot wait to watch. Of course, talking about everybody's freaky, creepy girl. We have The Exorcist, the unrated director's cut. Yeah. Now, I know there are a couple... No, not the unrated, the extended director's cut. Excuse me. There are other versions out there. I love this movie. It's still creepy as hell. Still is, obviously. There are a few other versions of this that I want to get to complete my Exorcist collection. I believe there's like the 40th anniversary Blu-ray, which I think for the first time ever actually had the original theatrical version, and then there's like 2 other cuts of the movie, I believe. So, finally, we're heading back to the back section of this. Yeah, this is going to be a rather long video. We have Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling and The Nice Guys. Yeah, directed by Shane Black. A Christmas movie set in the 70s. Yeah, you don't see that very often, but God, this movie's friggin' hilarious. I mean, I love it. I mean, he did this movie after, what was it? I believe he did it after Iron Man 3. And this movie's hilarious. Really, really funny. Up next, we have, Tim Burton's Mars Attacks. Yeah, this movie's freaking awesome. And it's, the CGI, yeah, it looks kind of campy and whatnot, but, I mean, it was hilarious. Big homage to the 50s. And, what can I say? It has an all-star cast. You didn't think you'd get all these great actors in this cheesy, B, sci-fi movie, but unfortunately, it's a flipper disc. Yep. As usual, Warner Brothers was notorious, as well as Universal, for their flipper discs back in the day. Let's see here. We have Cuba Gooding Jr. and Ed Harris in Radio. Never seen it. But, what can I say? I mean, it looks good. It's based on a true story. So, if you want to sit down drama, watch that. So, up next, we have... the first film in the third film, the first in the series, or technically, actually in this case, the second film in the franchise, if you want to go with Manhunter. We have Red Dragon, yeah, starring none other than Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter himself, and Edward Norton, of all people, as FBI agent Will Graham. This movie, written by Ted Talley, who wrote Silence of the Lambs. However, directed by Brett Ratner, of all people. Wow. Really, really good. If you actually give him good source material to work with, he can pull out a really good movie, especially when it's based off of a book. So, up next, we have a disaster film. We have Disaster Zone, Volcano in New York. Yeah, just one of those made-for-TV, end of the world movies and whatnot. But however, though, I mean, it's got a couple of actors in here that are really, really good. We have none other than Sam Fisher and what's his name? Jester from Top Gun. We have Michael Ironside and Costas Mandylor. Yeah, from the Saw franchise. Yeah, this was before. Yeah, this is like right when he was getting ready to do the Saw franchise. Cheesy made movie, but hey, it's all good fun. We still got quite a bit to go. So up next, we have one of my favorite World War II thrillers of all time. This is I'll just show it to you. Wolfgang Petersen's masterpiece, Das Boot, the director's cut. Yeah, now this is the only way I can actually watch this movie. It's a flipper disc, but it's a flipper disc for a reason, because the movie is so damn long. It's like 4 hours, and this movie is so good. It's so good. If you don't mind listening to German language for 4.5 hours, that is the way to watch it. Don't watch the English sub. The English dub is terrible, in my opinion. Let's see here. Speaking of Das Boot, we have the original uncut version of Das Boot. Yeah, now this is the miniseries version, which is literally everything. This version is like the 5.5 hour cut of the film. The longest version available. I've watched it, and oh man, let me tell you, we actually have disc art, and yes, it is on 2 discs. And not only that, though, it has a behind the scenes featurette. Now, there is a Blu-ray that has the 2-disc edition of Das Boot, has the director's cut, but also has the original theatrical cut, which was never released on DVD. The only way to watch the extended version is on DVD. This version is not out on Blu-ray. Amazing movie. So, up next, we have The Rock in Skyscraper. Yeah, this movie was really good. It's kind of like a PG-13 version, almost of Die Hard, kind of, but set in a really tall skyscraper. Die Hard, anybody? Oh, did I mention Die Hard already? Yeah. Also directed by the guy who did Dodgeball. Yeah. So, pretty good movie for what it is. I thought it was really good. Up next, we have Scarlett Johansson in Lucy. This movie was friggin' awesome. And not only that, though, directed by awesome French film extraordinaire Luc Besson, who has done tons and tons of great movies, produced a ton of movies. Basically, he's like the French version of Roger Corman, basically. If he thinks it's going to be a good movie, he's going to put his name on it. What can I say? It's a really good movie. And, especially if you love those real quick, 90-minute action movie extraordinaire type of thing. So, here we go. We're going to get to a little Terminator action. First up, we have Terminator Salvation, the director's cut on Blu-ray. Yeah. Now, what's kind of cool about it is that this particular version does also include the theatrical cut. Now, one thing that I did not know about this movie at the time was that there actually is a Blu-ray out there of the PG-13 version only. And there also is just an exclusive director's cut only on Blu-ray. So you can buy them both separately, or you can buy them together in this particular edition. Everybody thought this movie was going to be good. We all know the story. It did all right. Up next, we have everybody's favorite, Terminator Genisys. Yep, with a big old sticker slapped right on the front cover. Insta-watch. No, I think I'll just throw it all in the Blu-ray, and there you go. Not bad. Maybe I'll do a Terminator review at some point with all of them. Yep, I said all of them. We have Dark Fate as well. I'll talk about that later. Speaking of old school animation, this movie's not for the kiddies. It's for us adults. That's right. we have Heavy Metal. Oh, yeah. Classic animated movie. So good. Soundtrack is still awesome to this day. Awesome artwork. What can I say? If you're an adult, you know what this is. And we also have the sequel. Yep. And that's pretty much all I'm going to show on that, because I'm sure it may get flacked for showing her. We have Tommy Lee Jones in the Electric Mist. Oh, let's see here. Also has John Goodman in it. I've never actually seen this. I'll have to watch it at some point. Some sort of psychological thriller. I think my wife got me this at a yard sale or something like that. I can't remember. So here we have 21 Grams, directed by Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu, who would basically go on to do Birdman and The Revenant, a whole bunch of great movies. Now this, I believe this particular edition, this is not the collector's edition. This is just your generic movie. That's it. That's all it's on there. Get the collector's edition. Because it has bonus features and a whole bunch of other stuff loaded on it. Up next, we have a really cool, I had mentioned Das Boot. We have another really good military submarine thriller. We have The Enemy Below with Robert Mitchum and Kurt Jurgens. Yeah. Check this movie out. I mean, because this movie was awesome back in when I watched it, and so good. Such an intense thriller for its time. Such a good movie. So up next we have another History Channel. We have Washington. Yeah. This is another one of those documentaries where you basically have people that are interviewed, give stories and whatnot, but you have really awesome reenactments of specific, things that happened during Washington's time as a commander and officer during the Revolutionary War. And it's so well done, too, and directed by Roel Rene. If you don't know who that is, he has directed a lot of made-for-TV movies and stuff, but he's directed a lot of really good stuff, including a few of the Scorpion King sequels. Let's see here. Up next, let's see here. We have The Emperor and the Assassin, directed by Chin Cage. I believe that's how, or is it it might be Kaiji. I can't pronounce it really. He directed this movie with Heather Graham in it called I cannot remember what it's called at the moment, but no, he directed The Promise with I think it's a Zhang Ziyi, I believe. Yeah, The Emperor and the Assassin. It sounded interesting. I'm like, another Chinese movie. Yeah, it's actually kind of cool. It's actually got Discard and a geisha there. Looks awesome. I'll have to check it out sometime. Jeez, that's a long movie. That movie's almost 3 hours. Wow. Alright. So speaking of Michael Keaton, we have Michael Keaton starring in Need for Speed on DVD. Yeah, I do have this on Blu-ray as well. It looks much better on Blu-ray, but obviously. But, hey, I could, because the Blu-ray that I did have didn't come with the DVD, so I managed to find a DVD, so I'll just throw the DVD in the Blu-ray case and just get rid of the case art and just use this for probably for that Forbidden Kingdom, and then all I gotta do is just pop the little extra bonus thing in there. What is this? It's a little extra flap thing or something like that. What is that? Oh, it's a little advertisement for Need for Speed Rivals. Don't know why it's all picked up like that, but I think we'll just slide it back into place here. Oh, that's why, because it never stayed in place. That's why. There, we'll just do that. There we go. We're getting down to the end here, folks. Finally. Up next we have Hacksaw Ridge. Yeah, based on a true story. God, this movie was so good. The true story of Desmond Doss. There are interviews out there on YouTube with him and stuff. And oh, apparently there's another disc in here. Apparently Desmond Doss apparently had a lot of fun, but other than that though, I guess he was being eyeballed by the Punisher. Yeah, let's take the Punisher disc out. I don't know why that is even in there. I don't know if that might be a spare that came in this or what, because I bought it at a yard sale or something like that. So either that or the disc is downstairs somewhere in the basement. Is it basically the same disc art? Yeah, it's the same disc art for both the DVD and the Blu-ray. So yeah, what can I say? Hacksaw Ridge. Such a great movie, directed by Mel Gibson. But not only that though, it even co-stars. Well, it's got Sam Worthington, who everybody knows as Jake from the Avatar movies. But also it stars Hugo Weaving as Desmond Doss's father, who comes in during a sequence, and everybody just kind of just changes their opinion and shows the utmost respect, for him for what he went through during the Great War. So yeah, such a great movie, and there are documentaries on this. I highly recommend checking that out. So let's go with a classic comedy. Yeah, we go from World War II to a classic comedy. National Lampoon's Vacation. Yep, the original. God, this movie's hilarious. I mean, directed by the late great Harold Ramis. It sucks that that Ghostbusters Afterlife is technically his last movie. Yes, I know he's not actually in it, but what can I say though? I mean, God, this movie's hilarious. I mean, classic '80s, comedy, and there's stuff in here you cannot get away with this day and age. Such a great movie, such a classic. And up next, this one's actually my wife's. I don't know why it's in here, but we have the first season of Glee. Yeah, and I mean, it's a good TV show for what it is. If you like movie or TV shows with a bunch of karaoke people and whatnot, but what can I say though? You got Jane Lynch in there, so that's one of the reasons why it's so good. But I mean, it's a really good show. Jane Lynch is hilarious. Not only that though, she's awesome in Talladega Nights, which is awesome. What is left? What can we say? Save the best for last. I was wondering where this was. We have the Alien Anthology on Blu-ray. Oh yeah. Now, if you do buy this, okay, the Alien Anthology, this is the set to get on Blu-ray, because it has literally all of the bonus features that are on the Alien Quadrilogy set. But all those, the Alien the Quadrilogy set, if you can find it, keep it, because it is, a lot of the bonus features are in full screen. These have been redone, put back in widescreen as they originally were. Also, Alien 3. Well, I'll talk about that later. We'll do a full review of this later. Yeah, because this thing's getting on to almost about an hour. Quite a bit of stuff. And, let's see here. Is there anything else? Oh, yeah. But, several books. I forgot those were in here. Let's go run through these real quick. Yep, lots of, several books. We have Nathan Philbrook's In the Hurricane's Eye, about George Washington and the victory at Yorktown. Let's see here. A Star Wars audiobook, Legacy of the Force, Fury by Aaron Allison, who wrote tons of great stuff, including who co-wrote the X-Wing series with Michael Stackpole. We have Star Trek: The Return, written by William Shatner. The novelization of Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. Yeah, look at that. the spine is in pristine condition. Let's see here. We have Star Trek Enterprise, The First Adventure. Star Trek 3. Look at that spine. Star Trek 3. The Search for Spock. Yeah, if you notice, there's a lot of Star Trek books in here. Star Trek Trader Wins. Star Trek The Next Generation. Crossover. Yeah. Have not read it yet, but what can I say? It continues after the episode Unification from The Next Generation. Another novel by William Shatner. We have Star Trek The Ashes of Eden. Spine's actually in pretty good condition. That's kind of surprising. And let's see. I'm getting down to the final two. We go from sci-fi into fantasy. The last two things that's in this box. Yeah, this is going to be, like I said, this is a long video. Probably my longest one yet. We have the third book in the Sword of the Truth series. We have Blood of the Fold by Terry Goodkind. And finally, we have Terry Goodkind's The Third Kingdom. So, yeah, I've never actually read any of his stuff. I'm currently reading the first book in this series, which is let's see, Wizard's First Rule. So, yeah, I think I also have Temple of the Winds. At the time this was forthcoming, but I need to find Stone of Tears, so maybe I could do that at some point. But yeah, just trying to find some stuff besides Tolkien to read about, and I'm like, hey, why not try this guy? So yeah, oh man, quite a load of stuff, quite a buttload of stuff. Yeah, if you hear that, those are the dogs in the background. Yeah, so with that, quite a bit of stuff, and with that, I'll see you later.